Okay, I'm going to go through the short version of how to recruit like a professional headhunter. So it probably take me about 15 minutes to get through this, and so I'm gonna go through it pretty quickly. All right, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the four ways in which you can recruit talent, because there are only four ways. And then I'm going to share some ideas with you in terms of what our solution will be, and you will see why our solution will be the headhunting model of the future. I will explain how it works, and if this is something that you are interested in, then we'll talk about what you need to do as a next step. All right, let's talk about the four ways in which you can recruit talent. Let's say that you are an employer and you need to fill a very critical position. So, what's the first thing that you're going to do? The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to try to get the word out in the market that you are actively looking to fill a position. So, how do you do this? You do this through your employees as well as individuals that you know in the industry. In recruiting, we call this word of mouth marketing or employee referral. And I got to tell you, this is by far the most cost effective method for recruiting talent. Why? Who knows your skills better than someone who has worked with you or someone that you've worked for or someone who you've competed against? They know your skills better than anyone else. And that is why employee referral is probably the most effective method to recruit talent. But there are some limitations to that, and the limitation is in the number of people that you employ and the number of people that you know in the marketplace. So now that we know that there are limitations, what is the next method? And the next method is the paid advertisement. And the paid advertisement is advertising that job on the World Wide Web. And you do this through the major job boards like Monster.com or Career Builder or LinkedIn or even Craigslist for that matter. What is the biggest complaint about advertising a job online? The biggest complaint is that you get too much quantity and not enough quality. Basically, too many unqualified people will apply to your job, and that will require you to search through a bunch of junk resumes, hoping and praying that someone qualified has applied. So that's going to take you a lot of time to do that. So what's the next option? The next option is to hire your own internal recruiter. So you're going to hire a recruiter as an employee. And the only reason you would do something like this is to manage those first two options, which is the free advertisement and the paid advertisement. But I believe that the most important reason is to reduce recruitment cost. But you know what? There are some hidden costs with this particular model. The hidden cost is you have to take into account the salary plus the benefits that you have to pay to this individual who you hire. And in addition to that, you also have to take into account cost of using recruitment software, as well as subscriptions to the major job boards. And then you have to balance all that with the number of positions that you have to fill and the level of those positions. So that's a very difficult decision for an employer to make in terms of utilizing that particular model. The fourth option is an external recruiting. This is where you outsource those recruiting functions to the individuals who do this for a living. And we talk about the headhunters. And I got to tell you, headhunting is the most effective method for recruiting the best talent. And the best talent are the individuals who are not actively looking for a job. And the reason why headhunting is so effective is because the headhunters recruit ahead of the need, meaning that they don't wait for a job to become open to start recruiting. They recruit the individuals before the job becomes open. But you know what? The cost of using headhunters is prohibitive to a number of employers. So now that we see that there are pitfalls with each of these recruitment options, I bet you can understand why they say good people are hard to find. So what is the solution? And that's why we're here today. What is the solution to be able to recruit headhunted caliber talent without paying a fortune in headhunting fees? The solution is to partner with your recruitment vendors and leverage their sweat equity. So in other words, in order to recruit like a headhunter and not pay headhunting fees, you need to be able to leverage our sweat equity. So what is our sweat equity and how do you leverage it? Let me give you an idea what our sweat equity is. I'll give you a couple of examples. The first example of our sweat equity is our database. Now, our database just doesn't consist of names or resumes or profile. Our database consists of real people. These are individuals who we have kept in touch with for the most part from the day that they entered the industry to where they are today in their careers. And as a result of keeping in touch with them, we pretty much know who the best players are. We know who the hardest workers are. And believe it or not, we know who the slackers are. We know the ones who operate below the radar screen, and we also know the ones with the most potential. In other words, what we have done is the hardest part of recruiting, and we've done that for you, and that is developing relationships. Let me give you another example for our sweat equity, and that is industry knowledge. Based on our focus in this particular industry, we know how to get things done in this industry because not only do we know our way around, we know how to speak your language. And that's a very important skill to survive in this industry. Another example of our sweat equity is trade secrets. Now, trade secrets are the lessons that we have learned from doing the same things over and over, day after day. And after years of being in the trenches doing the same things over and over, we pretty much know what works and what doesn't work as it applies to recruiting talent. So that is our sweat equity. Now, the million-dollar question is, well, how do you leverage it? I mean, how do you leverage it to be able to produce headhunted quality talent without paying headhunter fee? And what I'm about to say to you, it's going to be so simple. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to doubt it. You're going to doubt that this thing will work. But in order to leverage our sweat equity, what we need to do is to execute your recruitment strategies through our talent network. That's it. You will execute your recruitment strategies through our talent network. Well, how does that work? Let's take a look at those 4 recruitment options. And the first one was free advertisement. And remember what we said about free advertisement? It was very limited. If you got the word out into the marketplace that you were actively looking to fill a position and you did this through our talent network, not only will you be able to get the word out to your employees, you will be able to get the word out to the employees of your competitors. And these are employees with the type of skills that you're looking for, that you're looking to hire. So you will get the word out into the marketplace to just about everyone who has that particular skill set. You will get more reach by getting the word out through our talent network. The second option was the job board or paid advertisement. And what was the problem with the job board? Too much junk resumes. What if your ad was aimed at only the individuals with the skills that you were looking for? Do you think more qualified applicants will apply to your job? If your ad was done through our network, your ad would reach the eyeballs of only the qualified applicants. That means you will get more quality and less quantity, which means that you will spend more time working with qualified applicants and less time searching through a bunch of junk resumes. Again, hoping that someone good has applied. Let's say that you have your own internal recruiters. Now what? Which was the third option. We can be very helpful to your internal recruiters. Specifically, we can provide them with the same recruitment tools that we use. What's so good about our tools? Our tools, our recruitment software, was designed by headhunters for headhunters. So how's our tool different than any other tool in the marketplace? I'll tell you this. If you purchase a recruitment tool in the marketplace, it would be equivalent to you purchasing a brand new car that didn't have an engine. You know what? That car would just sit there. Our database is the engine that makes our recruitment tool work. People buy things that work. Look at the iPhone. People buy the iPhone because it works. And also, just think about when you first purchased that iPhone. It was just beautiful, but not actionable. It wasn't until you started populating that iPhone with your folks in your address book, you started putting your videos, you started downloading apps. When you populate the iPhone with all the relevant information, then it becomes more effective to you. Our recruitment software is pre-populated with the relevant information, specifically the individuals in our database. So your recruiters will spend more time working with qualified applicants and less time searching for qualified applicants. So how does the headhunters fit into the mix? This is genius. You will be able to capitalize on their trade secrets as well as their industry knowledge. You will only pay for the services that you need. You will retain the headhunter as a consultant and pay them a consultant fee. So not only are you capitalizing on the value of a headhunter, you are also reducing your recruitment cost. So how does this benefit you as an organization? And I'll tell you a couple of ways. First of all, it will be a very easy decision. So what's an easy corporate decision? An easy corporate decision is one that benefits the decision maker as well as the organization as a whole. So how does a decision benefit the decision maker personally? Well, it will make that individual appear to be a creative genius because they were the one that was instrumental in bringing the tools and resources that will now enable their employer to be able to recruit like a professional headhunter. Basically, this person will put themselves in a position to get more visibility. They will be on a faster career track, professional. And we all know what that means. But think about this. If that organization is now able to recruit like a professional headhunter, that means that they are now able to recruit headhunted caliber talent without having to pay a fortune in headhunting fees. That is innovation, and that is what employers are looking for today, because they are under an enormous pressure to reduce budget, to reduce headcount. Their employees now have to do more with less. So what they are looking for in employees are creativity, ingenuity, innovation. They are looking for employees that are able to get things done in this environment. This particular recruitment concept is innovation. Here's another thing. This concept will not violate the no agency policy that might be in place. And again, the no agency policy says no headhunters. They don't pay headhunter fees. But that doesn't apply to us. It only applies to the headhunters with that one product, and that is the full fee placement service. We offer a variety of services and at different prices. So it will not affect the budget that doesn't exist. The folks in HR would love a situation like this that could provide value without having to run upstairs to get sign off and the huge placement fees. But a more important question is, why are we doing this? How will this benefit us to give away access to our resources, something that we've worked hard to do? Let me tell you, the only reason why we're doing this is to capitalize on the most powerful marketing strategy for generating revenue. That's right. The only reason we're doing it is to capitalize on the most powerful marketing strategy for generating revenue. Do you know what the most powerful marketing strategy for generating revenue is? The most important marketing strategy for generating revenue, or the most powerful marketing strategy for generating revenue, is happy customers. And I really want you to think about that, because we can get more repeat business, we can get more new business opportunities, we can get more client referrals, because we are very confident that you will be happy when you are using our tools, when you are using our recruitment concept, when you are using our resources, when you are using our trade secrets. In other words, you will be very happy using our sweat equity to grow your business. And that's how we benefit from providing access to our database. Some of you are probably thinking, this all sounds too good to be true. Whenever anything sounds too good to be true, probably not. So what's the catch? What's the drawback? Well, let me be transparent. The drawback is that this concept will not work for everyone. It will not work if every employer is using the same concept, the same tools to recruit the same individual in the same city. There would not be a competitive advantage for anyone. And unfortunately, that is also the nature of headhunting, because in order to recruit for one employer, we have to recruit from another employer. So the employer that we recruit from, we cannot expect to become our customer. So we cannot expect every employer, to become our customers. So that is why our objective is to recruit for no more than 20% of the employers in a given marketplace. That will allow us 80% of that marketplace to recruit from. And we have identified the type of firms that we feel could benefit from this concept the most, and quite frankly, these are the type of firms that we want to do business with. And I'm going to share with you some of the characteristics, and you can determine whether or not they may have application to who you are. All right, first of all, we are looking for the employers that are growing, meaning that they have a lot of revenue coming in and they need to add a number of quality folks very fast. And again, we're looking for organizations that are growing or have the desire to grow, but they're looking to grow by going after larger employers as possible customers. And in that case, they will need to upgrade in the quality of their existing staff. Certainly, we have the capabilities to help them accomplish that objective. And the third thing that we are looking for are organizations that has the capacity to add, at a minimum, 4, possibly 5 professionals in 1 calendar year. So if your objectives are consistent with those characteristics that I just described, then what we need to do is to take this conversation from a public setting to more of a private, intimate setting. So we'll be able to do a demonstration, answer whatever questions that you might have, and we'll be in a position to custom design the right situation that will not only fit your budget, but will fit your need as well. Oh, one more thing. I want you to keep in mind that there are only 2 sides to this headhunting equation. And either you will be on one side or you may end up being on the other side. So the question is this: which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the 20% side? Or are you okay with being on the 80% side? That's the very important question that I wanted you to think about. So with that said, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come in here and talk to you today. The hell? Oh my God. Oh, shit.